What's up, everybody? Mark with Coffee&Toys here, bringing you another G.I. Joe Classified Series unboxing and review. We're staying with the Python Patrol today, folks. If you haven't seen my last video, I did the Cobra Python Patrol Officer version 2 in the Classified Series. Make sure you check out that video if you haven't already. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment to all these videos because I try to answer the comments as much as I can, and I enjoy hearing what you guys have to say whenever I do these reviews. Feedback is always welcome. Now, that being said, we are still sticking, like I said, with the Python Patrol today, and we are going to go to one of the most infamous members of the Python Patrol. Of course, I am talking about none other than Copperhead. Let's talk about it. So yeah, Copperhead is one of those Python Patrol members that's been there since the get-go, and a lot of people really enjoy this figure. Now, for me, I've never been a huge Copperhead fan. My favorite figure of the Copperhead comes from the G.I. Joe Collectors Club because they actually released that figure with a removable mask. I believe he also might have been part of the Plague, and I did enjoy that version whenever he was in... not IDW, what was the other one? Image. When Image was doing it. I think it was Image. And I'm pretty sure he was in the Plague. I've enjoyed him in his later years. I never had the Copperhead figures either as the original or the Python Patrol version as a child. I had him in my adult collection. And of course, I do have the Classified Series Copperhead currently in my collection. We'll do a comparison of those at the near the end of this video. That being said, if you're new to the channel, welcome. What I tend to do is I am an out-of-box collector primarily. I do focus on other lines besides G.I. Joe Classified. I do Star Wars Vintage Collection, some Black Series, Mattel WWE, and of course Masters of the Universe. G.I. Joe, though, seems to be the one that gets the most traction with this channel, and G.I. Joe, of course, is my favorite toy line currently. That being said, I will be taking this figure out of the package. As I said, I am an out-of-box collector, but we will review the packaging, and then we'll get it out of the packaging, we'll look at the figure, we'll discuss the figure, I'll then accessorize the figure, we'll talk about it some more, and then I'll just kind of give you my 2 cents at the end of the video saying whether I thought this was worth picking up and whether I recommend it to you fine folks at home. So, without further ado, let's jump on over and check out Python Patrol Copperhead. And here we have it. G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Copperhead. And of course, this comes in the plastic-free packaging, which is going away, and we will be returning back in 2024 to the package open window so you can actually see the figures, which I'm sure we all enjoy. Now, that being said, they are going to keep the looks with the pre-rendered images on those new packages for 2024, and I appreciate that because I do like that they're telling us a story with this. And speaking of this, we have the pre-rendered image of Copperhead in his Python Patrol colors. We have a pyramid in the background. I'm assuming this is one in the South America region, given I'm pretty sure there's no jungles in Egypt. And then, of course, we see his loadout over here, and we do have some beautiful artwork on the lower right-hand side. And of course, we do have that Python Patrol logo at the bottom. Cobra Copperhead. Now, spinning around to the side, we do see that he is number 96 in the series. We have our completely useless QR code. Hasbro, please fix that. And of course, we have some smaller iconography at the bottom. Spinning around to the back, we do see that Cobra Copperhead stands 6.4 inches tall, so he is a larger scale figure, which is perfectly fine by me. And we do see what the entire figure is going to look like with his loadout. And of course, we get some details on his chest of the Python Patrol logo done in red and yellow. And of course, we get a close-up of his belt buckle, which looks like, zooming in on that a little bit, looks like it's going to be a skull with maybe some ropes or tentacles. I'm not really sure what that's supposed to be exactly. Either way, it looks pretty cool. Now, down here on the bottom, we do have that iconography, and I will make sure to throw that up on the screen so you can review it at your leisure and pause the video if you need to. And we'll leave it up for a few more seconds here. And I think that's good enough. Zooming back out. Of course, one final look at the back. Spinning around the side, we do get that beautiful artwork of Copperhead in a larger form, holding his very large pistol, and we do see again that he is number 96 in the G.I. Joe Classified Series lineup. All right, we will take one final look at the front of the package, but obviously the real fun begins when we get this figure out of the package, so let's do that right now. Okay, here we have Python Patrol Copperhead out of the package, and he's got kind of a funny little lean going on right now. I couldn't get him to stand up. You can see he's already wanting to tip backwards. Guess that's what figure stands are for. Hasbro, would be awesome if you included figure stands with these. Just saying. So here we go. And of course, if you don't already own the original Python figure in the Classified series, this is just a straight up redeco of that exact same figure. And we'll compare at the end. I'll bring in the original Classified figure and we'll do some comparisons. But first, Gander is exactly the same figure, just with a different paint deco, which is fine. That's what Python Patrol is all about. It's just a redeco, but it's a fun deco, and I do personally enjoy Python Patrol. So that being said, we'll just start from the head and move our way down. Of course, this is the, you can see he's kind of, I don't really know if it's scarred up, but his face has definitely got maybe some age to it. That's what they're trying to show us here. And of course, that bright yellow helmet. Moving down the body, I think the first thing that sticks out is the Python Patrol logo, as was shown in the back of the package. I like it. It looks very, very good. I like the yellow stands out with the Python and then the Python Patrol logo. Then we also have that belt buckle there that we also mentioned earlier in the video. A little less detail on the belt buckle compared to what we saw in the picture. Here, there's no design on it where we were trying to decide if it was ropes or if it was tentacles. Here, there's no real design on it, so that's interesting. Must just be hard to get that design when you shrink it down. Looking around, we do see that he has pinless elbows. They're double jointed. And of course, we do have these little, I don't really think these serve any functional purpose, these little bands around the arms other than to show off his biceps. Moving down the figure, we see he has pinless knees as well, double jointed knees. He's got his sidearm holster right here. He's got for his machete right here. And yeah, just moving down the figure, we got a boot cut, and we have the rocker ankles. So yeah, looking at the face one more time, I will show you the side profile so you can see it. And then of course the back of the figure, he's got the ab crunch. I mean, this is nothing new. This is the standard MO for classified figures, and I appreciate Hasbro continuing to pump these things out. And the QC on this is pretty good too. No issues with any joints. Everything seems pretty solid. Waist is solid. Arms I haven't even tried to bend yet, so yeah, we got some solid arm bends there. Let's try a knee. Perfect. Solid joints. So this is just great. Let's go ahead and stand the figure up if I can get him to stand up without falling over. He really, really wants to kind of not stand up. Okay, we're going to give him a little tilt to the side there. Of course, the classified figures are more than just the figure themselves. They do come with accessories, and in this case, I'm a little disappointed because our friend Copperhead comes with very, very few accessories. Knew he was going to fall over at some point. So, as he's standing there. So let's just go through them. He does come with 4 accessories, which is a very minimal amount, especially if you saw my Python Patrol Officer video that I recently uploaded. That figure came with a lot of accessories for $25. This figure comes with 4 accessories for the same price point. I will not understand this. But anyway, first thing he comes with is this pouch, which goes on the back. It does have a peg in the back, and you can see it does have an ammo clip added to it. It is non-removable. This is where his very large revolver goes. And of course, you can peg this down to hold the revolver in, and it sits on his back. Speaking of that revolver, we do have that revolver right here. It is massive. This massive hand cannon does not have an opening in the end, so you cannot put blast effects. It's a little skinny. Cast in gold and black, and it has this very large scope on it. So I mean, this thing would split a tree in half. But yeah, this is kind of the typical. When people think of Copperhead, this is the kind of the gun you picture with him because he's such a large character. He does come with another smaller pistol, which is very reminiscent to what looks like to be a Luger pistol, and I do enjoy that. And that's his sidearm that can go into that side pouch on his right thigh. And then finally, he comes with his machete, and it looks like they've tried to add some sort of, if I'm looking at this and trying to decide, is this blood or is this, just dirt? And I guess maybe that's what they want us to guess. It's not quite totally red, and it's not quite brown, So yeah, has he been, hacking a few Joes in half? Maybe. I do like this, that they did add a little bit more color to it, though. That is very nice. And of course, that goes on his hip. You can see where it's supposed to be displayed. But that's it. That's all he comes with. So I'm a little disappointed that he has no extra accessories. other than those 4, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and get him accessorized, and then we'll do some comparisons, and I'll give you my final thoughts on this figure. Okay, so I got Python Patrol Copperhead accessorized, and like I said, there's not many accessories, so there's not really a whole hell of a lot I can do with it. We've got the knife in his hand in this instance, and I'll make sure to put another image on the screen so you can see what he looks like with the alternate weapons in his hand. Of course, you can see the sidearm on his leg, and just real quick note, you can see where the gun goes into the holster in the back, and it's very difficult to get this little thing to stay plugged in. So I'll try to show you just really quick. And I have this is the same issue I had on the regular version of Copperhead. It'll stay there, and then it'll just eventually pop itself out, and doesn't really stay in very well. But yeah, you can see I put the machete in his hand, and yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to say about this figure. If you if you have the original Copperhead, you're pretty much good to go. But yeah, it's that's really all there is to it. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of accessories. I'm going to go ahead and bring in the other Copperhead just for a comparison's sake, because I do have him right here. He was on my Cobra shelf. And just to give you kind of a good look at what they look like compared side by side. So as you can see, they've changed him around a little bit. It's just paint deco differences. I'll go ahead and pull them in close so you can see them. But I mean, it's the exact same figure. And just like it was in the 80s, I mean, it's just a repaint of the original. And, you know, if you have either one, I think you're pretty much in good shape. I wouldn't, if you already have this Copperhead, I see no reason to get this one unless you are just in love with Python Patrol like I am, for example. But there's really not enough meat on the bones for this guy. And I said it in the review for this one as well. I really think Hasbro did us a disservice in this particular figure offering. I think they could have easily given us another portrait, much like with the Python Patrol officer, and give us a version of Copperhead without his mask. I mean, we're getting Big Boa without his mask, and I think Copperhead would have been a really great choice to give us another figure without their helmet on, or make the helmet removable, either way. And again, if you weren't going to give us another head, you should have given us some more hands. There's just not enough accessories for this figure when we compare it to some of the other lineup of figures in the classified line. But yeah, you tell me what you think in the comments down below. Is Python Patrol Copperhead one you're going to pick up, or did you get the original and said, you know what, that's good enough for me? Copperhead is a Target exclusive. He is also, I believe, on the Hasbro Pulse website. Again, I am seeing Python Patrol Copperhead in loads at my Target. There is no shortage of him or the Python Patrol officer. It really seems like Target stepped up their game. So you might be able to pick this guy up if you're playing the long game for a deeper discount, or a discount rather, in the future, maybe after the beginning of the year. I don't see this guy, since he's a non-troop builder, I don't see him flying off the shelves. I would almost bet money, and my recommendation is going to be, if you don't need him, pass. Solid pass, especially if you have Copperhead already. But you might be able to pick this guy up under MSRP, which is currently $25. But yeah, if you made it this far in the video, make sure you like the video. Make sure you comment down below. Make sure you subscribe too. We've got 1,100 subscribers, and we are marching on to 2,000 subscribers, and every subscription helps. So make sure you hit that bell notification, set it to all notifications. I put out a few videos a week. I've got more Python Patrol G.I. Joe Classified to review. I've got the Hiss tank coming in, up for review rather, very soon. I'm very excited to get that one reviewed. Looking forward to it. But otherwise, I'm Mark. You've been watching Coffee with Toys, and I'll see you later.